Okay, we're going live.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I think we're live. Let me just check. I'm gonna check my phone, even though I believe we are. Your videos. Yep, we are. I think we're live. Yes, we're live. So, welcome everyone. We got Janie, who's on the continent. We got Sister Stephanie, her first time, and we have Sister Coco, and we may have one or two more that join us, but we're just here having a good time. You know, it's like being at your kitchen table, but it's cyber. I'm drinking some. It was warm at one point. Now it's kind of cold, but it's tea.
Same here. I'm drinking hibiscus tea.
Hibiscus tea, okay. And
AKA sorrel tea.
what kind of tea?
Sorrel.
Sorrel.
You see, I'm not familiar with that tea.
Yeah, that's good. That tea is good for your blood pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
It helps level
Also
out
for
the
your
blood
blood
pressure.
sugar.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah.
I'm drinking black tea.
That's good for your sugar as well. And blood pressure.
So
So
Stephanie, where are you?
I'm in Georgia, so I'm in Covington,
Okay.
Georgia.
Okay.
and it's cold, isn't it?
It is. It's a little warmer this week, but last week was crazy. Last week was, I think the lowest we got to was about 16 degrees.
Oh, wow.
And that's
Wow.
very cold for Georgia. And then it decided to snow a little bit, and people didn't know how to act. So
Did everything shut down?
yes, it did. And within a few hours, it melted. So I was like, okay.
In the 4 years I was going to college in Georgia, it snowed once, and literally it was like an inch of snow tops. But
Was it a state of emergency?
yeah, because
They're not
they
used
never
to
get
it.
snow, so they didn't have any salt or anything. They had to try to put out some sand, but it was a new. But it's something that happens like once every 10 years, so they don't really prepare for it.
No, they don't.
Right. Right.
And Janie, what's the weather like in Rwanda?
Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. It is about, I guess it would be 80 degrees Fahrenheit here. Um, they measure by Celsius or something I read, I don't
Yeah,
understand it well.
they use the
But it's
metric
So
system over
it's about 7, I think. Probably a little higher
okay.
than that.
Okay. It's beautiful. The sun is setting. It's just lovely. So it's warm, a nice little breeze flowing. I mean, y'all should be here.
Must be nice.
I mean,
Nice.
he did
Rub it in our
ask.
faces.
So how is the political scene there? The government how does it work locally? Are there mayors? Are there tribal chiefs? How does that work?
From my understanding, there are mayors and chiefs,
Okay.
and I think it depends on what village you're in. It's like villages, provinces. It's like my address, for instance, is long. It's long. It's not like in the States where, you just say the number, the street,
Right.
the city and the state. No, it's like a mile long. So whenever somebody asks me where I live, I just be like, I feel so dumb. I just, I just pull a piece from it because the provinces, the districts, the villages, and all of those things have somebody over them.
So
So
is
how
there
does I'm sorry, go ahead.
is there like a local post office? How does that work?
That was my
But
question.
there's only one post office that I've seen, and so you don't get bills here, right? Like you don't get an electric bill and all that. It's so refreshing.
What kind of
It's so
nice?
nice. It's so nice to not have all that mail piled up at your door when you walk in. But so the mail system doesn't work like that. Like if you were to send me something, by U.S. Post.
Hmm.
I would go to this big building, the post office, but it doesn't look anything like what we're used to. It just looks like a really big warehouse with a desk, and you get your package or your letter that way, and they contact you. I
Oh,
haven't
so
I
that
haven't
you know when to
received a
go.
letter here. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. But I think a lot of people, get things that they order, like they do it directly through Amazon or you buy or one Jumia, something like that. I try not to order anything because ever since, the orange man did his thing, like the taxes are crazy, right?
Right.
Everything everything's crazy.
You mean if you
So
order it from the US?
yeah, yeah. And I don't even, yeah, I never even
Have you
thought
tried
about it. Maybe I
Alibaba?
need to. I'll, listen, before it got so messy in the US regarding tariffs and stuff, um, I called Alibaba because I wanted some labels, right?
Hmm.
And they cost almost as much as it costs for me as when I was in the States. And I was like, hold up, isn't China closer? Why are y'all doing this? But I think when I try, I think when I try it again, it's going to be different because things change so quickly,
So
and
so this is where once you see the way things operate there, this is why I think, especially if you have the funds to kind of get things going, you can you can set up all types of businesses so that someone doesn't need to reach out to the states. For like, let's say labels as an example. Like maybe you might say, okay, I'm going to create some kind of label business where it's people don't have to mail away to the states to get stuff.
Fastnickel, that is actually, you just gave me a confirmation because I started
Yeah.
this new I started this new business, and it was just it's been dormant. So I can't really call it a business yet, but it's called
Right.
Elevator Studio. And people like my packaging.
Uh-huh.
And so
I love
and
your
the
back.
package, thank you. And the design and the packaging here is nothing like, it's yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. It's plain. It's not a lot of creativity that goes in it. Like you can go to the supermarket and you can have the best contents, but the product, the packaging doesn't look good. So people were asking me about that. So I started that studio. And just today, I was looking at how to get Avery products here, for I can make
Yes.
the labels for people that peel off easily
Right.
because I had ordered some labels here for my sample jars, and
Okay.
I struggled to get yeah, it's a struggle to separate the label from the tape because they're printing it on photo
Okay.
paper, right? And so it's very hard to peel off. They don't have like Avery labels and the things we see as staples and that, right? And so I plan to I found the Avery that's in Tanzania. So I
Okay.
plan to order some products and start doing just what you suggested.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you.
So
So
Stephanie,
Yes.
what do you offer? What's your business about? Let's discuss about what you're interested in and what your focus is.
Okay. So I have a manufacturing consultation firm. The acronym is actually, it stands for always producing top tier manufacturing healthcare yields, but the original name is all praises to the Most High Yah. But for more marketability, of course, we go with the latter one, right?
Right,
But
right.
um, as far as our business goes, we help scale small scale manufacturing businesses. So we also help Yali Gifted. So from small scale to large scale. So we'll start with your products, see where maybe a bottleneck or a process improvement can, take place, and then
Mm-hmm.
we'll implement that. And then we'll scale your business from small scale to large scale. And then some of the things that our business does is we review quality documents. We may come into like a large scale pharmaceutical company, review some of their documents and make sure that they are in compliance with the regulatory rules and regulations. So that's what we do.
Wow. So you brought up Yali Gifted. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So we actually partnered with Yali Gifted. So Sister Darlene, hey Sister Darlene, shout out to her. So she is the actual owner of Yali Gifted. So it's a cosmetic, a natural product cosmetic line. So they have shea butter, they have citric face oil for rejuvenation, and natural deodorant and toothpaste. So she started small in her home, and then she started to scale up as soon as we partnered with her and started producing more sales. So with her business, she started small, in her kitchen, still kind of producing right there until some of the tariffs kind of drop off. But that's another story with that. But basically, we redesigned her website, made it more, how would you say, more
Yeah.
marketable, and then just gave her some process improvement ideas and suggestions that she implemented and actually saw product yield and results.
That's awesome. Do you
That's
mind,
pretty awesome.
I know, do you mind like giving us her email or direct us to her website, and then also drop your website
Sure,
so
I'll actually
people can
drop it. I'll
contact you?
drop it in the chat. Is this can they see that in the chat if I drop it in there?
If they can, I'll put it there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. I can private chat. Here we go.
So Janie, I know like there's a lot of opportunities on the continent, especially in Rwanda. Like where do you see um would benefit people? What's missing that we can go over there and fill in the gaps?
Okay. Okay, like I did do a bit of research on what's in demand here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so one of those, well, a few of those things are printing, um, online digital services, which, and labels and that design, graphic design, those those things are in demand, and that's what we were just talking about, like having stuff that you can't find here. Like I can't find any Avery labels in Wanda, so that would really set me apart from everyone else if I were to get those items, right? So those fish fish farming, I mentioned today, I think, and there was another one. Oh, solar energy,
Solar. Oh,
right?
okay.
And there are agricultural opportunities and real estate opportunities, and so what I suggested today was doing both, right?
Okay.
Like if you can do something digital, such as an ebook, or like Stephanie, you already know because you have a book, right? That I'm
Yes.
supposed to be purchasing, and I will, I promise. So yeah, so some digital, whatever your talent is, like an online teaching service or whatever, if you can create something like that, Coco, prior to coming,
Mm-hmm.
right? Get that rolling, and that way, when you get here, you'll have income while you focus on building a physical business.
So it sounds like when you hit over there, like they have a lack of marketing.
They have a lack of a lot of things, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's not the lack that's the issue, is whether or not people will pay for it.
Right.
See, the
That's true too.
culture is different. You have to, so when you get here, like if you already have a stream of income, even if it's like retirement or, VA benefit, whatever you have, if that just makes it easier for you while you're learning the culture,
Mm-hmm.
right? What people want and what people don't, right? And another thing, I posted it on Hebrew Star Collective today, is not only like, yeah, so while you're, excuse me, so while you're doing this digital thing, or while you have written this book, so you're making money while you're sleeping and all that stuff, right? You have more time to find out what really could work where you fit here,
Right.
okay?
Right.
Because the money is small. So yeah, so
Yes.
that's
You
another
said
thing
that
that I
last week.
mentioned. Yeah, that
Mhm.
doing more than one thing, I think is necessary. My mentor, she told me, "Oh, Janie, just focus on one thing. Just focus on your honey." But you know what? People here are not buying my honey like that, because your average person can't afford my honey. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So while I'm still breaking into, my niche, I'm grateful that I have income from other sources.
Okay. And
So
do you
again,
want to like drop a little information on is it Hebrews Thrive?
Hebrews Thrive Collective.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm turning off my alerts because my WhatsApp
So
keeps
other people that have businesses, they could also join that platform and network with one another.
Sure, because that's really why it was created. I had
Mhm.
explained a little bit last week that I want to be careful about like being negative, because this is not negative at all. It's the reality.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're in a place that's new to us, right? We're generations away from, when we left, when our ancestors left, right? Everybody's not uh, on the same page, right? So a lot of what goes on is tribal, right? Like people may say they want to work with you, but they really just want your information or they want your ideas, things like that. So that's one of the reasons why we started the Hebrew Thrive Collective, so we can do business amongst ourselves. It's not to exclude anyone at all. It's just a safe place for us, right? And whoever wants to come is welcome to come in, but it's just, that's how hard it's been. That's how
Right.
hard it's been, to actually be here on the ground, uh, attempting to do business. Now, another thing is great. Like if you have money, Rwanda is building like all over. Like where we live. In fact, we live in a village, right? These nice apartments we live in are in a village. Like literally, there are goats outside. Like, we had a cow over here. We had goats over here. I love it, right?
Right.
And so there are a lot of opportunities for investment, right? So if you have that kind of money, you want to invest in housing. That's a good stream of income. And if you get in while they're still building, it costs way less than if you wait till after the building is complete. So I haven't been able to take advantage of that, but I've heard that people housing is in such demand here that people who invested in something that was still being built, like the next quarter sold it.
Hmm.
You know, that's how good it is. That's how good it is in Rwanda as far as the demand for housing. So
So
so and then oh, go ahead.
so how easy is it for people from the diaspora to transition over into Rwanda, um, doing real estate or wanting to purchase for
Okay,
private?
I think that's I think that's relatively easy, long as you have the money, right?
Okay.
And you just want to make sure, like, we're here, so we can, if you decided you wanted to do something, we could go over there and check and make sure it's legit and stuff like that, because,
Hmm.
there are people getting ripped off as well. Um, Case in
And,
point, like a few weeks ago, we learned about this person was selling, so he sold someone else's land,
mhm.
right? So there's an expat here already owned the land, and then one who came in that the guy just sold his land like it was his.
But
So it didn't.
So
so that doesn't make sense. How
I don't know how. I don't know how he did it.
like from like if I were to buy some land, like you can tell me it's your land and I give you the money, but what aren't there documents? Aren't there like
There
doesn't he have to
are.
go to the courthouse
There,
to verify?
well, you don't go to the courthouse. Generally speaking, you go to a notary, right? There
mhm.
are steps that you can take that won't happen. Like they have this uh, company called the RDB. It's a governmental organization, and you should, if you want to buy property or whether it be land or a physical, a building, you should go there first and make sure that the person that you're dealing with is the actual owner,
Right.
right? So Rwanda is one of the least corrupt countries, but that doesn't mean that corruption is not here,
Right.
right? So I don't know how this person did it. I don't know, but on another platform, the owner of the land wrote, and he was like, "Look out for this particular person. He sold my land." Right now, he just got the person's money. Right,
That's
the
it.
original owner still has his land, but
Mm.
that expat who may have spent only Yah knows how much,
Mhm.
he
Right.
lost. Now, of course, they went through with reporting it to the authorities and stuff, and eventually this person will probably go to jail because Rwanda don't play. However, I don't know if that person will get their money back. Where is it?
Right.
And this is where Hebrew Thrive collectives comes into play. We have people on the continent and that can guide you to making the correct decisions for whomever wants to repatriate over there.
Right. And what we don't know, we will find out. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right,
Because we certainly don't know everything, but like I have an assistant, she's a local. We have other people who are locals that help us navigate,
right.
and so yeah, so it's important to know that you can get ripped off here just like you can get ripped off, maybe even more so because even though there are laws, like if you're in a rural place, a village or something like that, I think it's easier to get over on people. For instance, another instance is Jay, our brother Jay from Green Arc Farms. He has all this land, right? And he was bringing in these specialty vegetables and fruits. And so he bought all these strawberries and stuff to plant, turned them over to the farmer, and the farmer stole them.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just like we had to learn, you know, we had to learn. And so it's like what we've learned, we're willing to share so it won't happen to other people.
Mm.
So how big is the expat community there where
I
you
think
are
it's
in
pretty
Rwanda?
big. It's large.
Hmm.
We're kind of separate because we're Hebrews. So
Hmm.
like we're not separate on purpose. Y'all know how that is, right? Like
Right.
when you
It's not
don't do certain,
intentional.
yeah, yeah. So but it's large. There are other platforms where a lot of people are on them. One person, and I know there's some Hebrews on it because around Christmas time, somebody asked the question, can anybody tell me where I could find some ornaments and wrapping paper and stuff? And somebody wrote back Babylon. So 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 yeah, so I know that there are other Hebrews here. We just haven't met everyone, of course, you know.
Okay.
But but yeah, it's good not to come in here blind. It's a lot of opportunity here. Coco, in answer to your previous question,
Mhm.
and you know that we are a creative people.
Yes, definitely.
again, it's just finding that thing that people are going to pay for, right?
Right.
Finding that thing that people are going to pay for. Now, your average local, a lot of times they work. We help them by giving them work, right? Like it's no thing to have someone come clean your house. The money is so small, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I haven't cooked in a while because we have someone who comes in and cooks. So we're benefiting and they're benefiting, right? But like getting back to my honey, which is premium, right? There's a whole they can't the people who help us can't afford my honey,
Right.
right? And the people who can have been putting up blocks, but we're slowly breaking them down, breaking those doors down. But it just goes back to having an income already, if possible.
Mm.
And
So
then you
I
can
have
go
an
for your
idea.
business when you
I
get
do
here.
I,
have an
I,
idea, but I'll
I,
share it offline.
I,
Okay.
well, for me, this is geared towards Stephanie and to Jane. Either of you can answer this question. Have you ever thought of collaborating with one another in being able to? Jane is working on the continent side, and then you're over here working on the diaspora side, and being able to disperse everyone's companies and businesses throughout the world, doing it that way, and doing some sort of collaboration. And and this is to Stephanie, are you is your business available to those on the continent?
Yes, so my business is available to those that are in the continent. I forgot to mention, I also do technical writing. So if you have educational programs that need to be written, I also help with that. I also provide those services. But yeah, that would be a great thing to collaborate.
I would
Because it
love
seems like a
to.
good
I
idea.
would
Yeah.
love to.
My life totally is asking, do they barter over there?
Oh yeah, negotiation. Yes, you could. I love that. Like even if it's the rent for an apartment.
Ooh,
Right.
Yeah.
wow.
The landlord told us 800, and I said, well, suppose we sign a long-term lease. Can we get it for 7? He's like, sure. It's expected.
Wow.
Hey, business is business. Money is
Right.
money. It's
Exactly. So yeah, we
It's
negotiate
funny you say
everything.
that because when you're an entrepreneur and somebody is asking for a certain price, you don't tend to want to haggle because you don't want people to haggle with you. If whatever your price is, it's your price,
Right,
right?
right.
But I have found that with the Eastern cultures, they that is a part of their life. Like they expect you to barter. Or I mean, they expect you to haggle.
That's right.
So when
That's
you meet
right.
someone who in that scenario, it's not offensive to barter. Or I mean, I keep saying barter, to haggle.
That's right. It's not at all. People expect it. And I like to, okay, for instance, yesterday we were out, so we're sitting in the car. People are very aggressive, right? They just come to your car showing you their wares and they will not go away. Like you can say, no, thank you, no, thank you. This guy would not go away. He's selling this. He's saying it was a gold chain, but it wasn't. He started off at 15,000, 15,000 francs. Then my husband was like, no. And then he said, okay, 10. And my husband was like, no, it's not even real. He said, okay, 5. So, and then my assistant told us that usually when they come to them, like they'll say 10,000 and she'll say 1. And they say, okay. So they put the price, they expect it. So they put the price, for what they would like. And then,
Mhm.
you can get down to what they will accept. But it's
Wow.
very interesting to me. Yeah. But people will try to, not just Black expats, not just us, people people will take advantage of you just because they view you as a foreigner. So you do have to, have that in mind. So when you visit here, or if you move here, you want that local with you to help you out, because you will be overcharged. That's just the way it is.
Well, oh, we had another. Hold on a second. Didn't we have? Oh, they must have left. They'll come back anyway. So since you mentioned that, I know everybody knows me for crypto, but I just want everybody to also know that Fastnickel, my original form of business has always been graphic design. So if you come to fastnickel.com, I have a variety of services that I can help you with, whether it be email marketing, web design, social media posting or presentations, or you can just click, to view all services, and you'll be able to see all the different things that I can help you with.
Yeah, I love what you do too, Fast Nickel. I just remember, like, we at the time last year when you and I spoke about potentially doing a website for us.
Mhm.
I couldn't afford it, so I just had to work with what I had. But one
Right.
day, one day, it'll be better. Yeah, we're better than we were last
Well,
year.
and remember though, so much website. It's not so much website. To your point, when you're talking about digital services, and so I know that I have some ideas that I think will help everyone. But I
Okay.
also want to just take a minute to show everyone this.
Excuse me while I turn on the light. I'll be right back.
Sure. Everybody kind of knows me for my crypto. But I want everybody to know that right now, so Janie, this is what I was mentioning. So right now, when you come to learn crypto101.info, at the very top, you're going to see this free promo. Just put your name and your email address, and I'll send you this crypto basics. It's about an hour of your time, but it'll help you understand what is crypto. Everybody loves meme coins, so it'll tell you a little bit about meme coins, wallets and security, some common mistakes people make, and how to evaluate a token.
Okay. I'll share that too with two of the ladies who help us here.
Mhm.
They're Rwandan, they're locals, and they're very interested.
So since last week, what has anything new in your life over there, or um, just what are you excited for this year?
Well, I'm selling a bit more honey. That is great. That's great
Awesome.
news for us. Like,
Was
it's
that because you were on the show last week?
Oh, not yet. I haven't.
Okay.
Someone did inquire, but
Hmm.
they haven't reached out yet.
Okay.
But I'm selling more forest honey. Oh, and that's another thing about honey. Like here in Rwanda, most of the honey is forest, right? So, and we sell acacia, right? We started selling forest just so we could sell a little more. But
Janie, tell me the web address again.
oh, it's goodness, African Bee Co.
African. Okay.
AfricanBeeCo.com. So so another thing, I finished my first book just the other day. I haven't, I just printed out the manuscript. It took a while, but I just want to say too, like I have mentioned today on Hebrew Thrive, the things that I'm learning and the things that I'm advising, I'm also putting into, I'm also acting on them because we need them too. Like we're not in a place that we don't need to do these things.
Right.
So yeah, a local did this website for us, and of
It's
course it was
nice.
way.
Very nice.
I like it too, and I don't think it's like, I don't know, it's not what I'm used to, but I do like it. I like it, and I hope we get some traction from it. But a local guy did this for us,
Yeah, it looks
and
great.
it was so inexpensive. Can I tell? It was very inexpensive, and so this is a good example of what I'm talking about. Maybe this website cost me like 150 USD.
Okay.
And
That's
generally speaking, how much do websites cost, like in the States?
yeah, that's a good price.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So when you come to the continent, that's what you have to be aware of. That that if you don't have, you know, customers in the States, or if the States go down or whatever, and you have to do business just fully with the people who are local, you're not going to make as much money.
Right.
But the cost of living is much cheaper than it is there than here.
The cost of living is less, but it still can get expensive. Like if you just came
Mhm.
here with your savings, Coco,
Yeah.
it would be easy to run through it
Wow. Okay.
because things are very inexpensive, and somehow that makes you want to shop. Wow. Like, like, oh wow, that's nice. Like, yeah, and also remember too that we've become used to a standard of living, right?
Mhm.
So like the apartment we live in, for instance, it's nice. It's nice, but most local people don't live in this kind of apartment.
Mm.
So it's
Yeah,
all relative.
exactly. So you were talking about that you have a book out, and so does Stephanie. She also has a book out. If you would like to give a bit more information on these books and possibly drop the names down in the comment section, um,
And where can they get the book?
Fastnickel, yes, and where can we get the book?
Well, as for
Books,
me,
plural.
I'm gonna let you guys know because I just did my last edit, so I'm not published yet. So when
Mhm.
I'm published, I'll let you guys know. I know Stephanie has some though, some great
Yes.
books.
So mine is actually a journal. Mine is journals. So, but like with the use of Yahuwah as well as Yahusha, and different scriptures for each page of the journal. So like when you're writing your notes, or writing prayer meeting notes and stuff like that, you can use the journal, and it has biblical references as well.
So it's like a devotional book.
Yes, yes, a devotional.
And where can we find this?
On Amazon, I could drop the links
Okay.
as
Okay.
well.
So yeah, Stephanie, I was thinking about that now. Of course, if I ordered the book on Amazon, they're gonna charge a lot to ship it here. So you have uh you're on Kindle too, right? Is it
Yes.
Kindle or
Oh,
okay.
wow. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Congratulations. I think that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yes,
Thank
amazing.
you.
Is it geared towards women's devotionals or is it for the general population?
So majority of them are for the general. I do have one that's just for women, but the other three are just general.
Are you looking to create one just for like a woman's devotional?
That's a good idea. So so yes, I'll be creating one soon.
Biblically, like there's things that's expected of women. So if those verses were in one book, one collection, just for women as a reference, that would be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
idea. You guys are
You,
great. You guys are great.
Right? That is
Stephanie,
a good idea.
you wanna speak on this a little bit?
So this one is at least for the title page is more geared towards women, right? So Yahuwah is within her; she will not fail. So basically, I just took biblical scriptures, and then of course replaced it with from God to Yahuwah, and then from Jesus to Yahusha, and then even from the Holy Ghost or the Holy Spirit that's referenced in the Bible to the Ruach Hakodesh. And then each page has a biblical scripture that you can draw devotion from, as well as inspiration from. And then, of course, you could use it as a journal and write any notes that you may want. But this, of course, this is like my first baby. So it's I wouldn't call it amateur or anything like that, but I was trying to work with some vendors over in China to make it a little bit more appealing, to maybe have a better binder as well as a zipper closed journal book. But, due to the tariffs and stuff like that, it became very expensive. So I had to do a rework, and I created a majority of it, especially on Amazon KDP, and then, some other sources as well.
So let me ask you a question, and this is more geared to you, Janie. So books like this or any physical items, do most people have to send away? Like you mentioned something as simple as Avery stickers. Do you not have a local Staples that you can go to buy this stuff?
No, there are no Staples, but there are little stores. I don't know. I know I'm going to say this. Don't laugh at me, but papeterie, whatever paper is in French.
Papier, papier.
Thank you. So it's a lot of those around. However, they don't have they don't have Avery products.
So
So
you're
when I
saying that there's not, like what we're used to here, just going to the dollar store or anything like
oh
that.
yeah,
There's none of that there. So if you are able to set something up like that, you would probably be very busy.
yeah, because it's needed. Now of course the local people, a lot of them may not even know about Avery, but expats do,
Right.
right?
Right.
And those of us who are building our business, we want labels to put on our jars and different things like that.
Mhm.
We can't find those here, or I haven't found them yet.
Like a
And
Kinko's
and
or a
I've been looking.
Staples.
Yeah, there's none of that. Now you can get copies. There are
Mhm.
the same type stores that will make copies for you and
Right.
stuff like that. But there's a limitation on the type of products you're going to get. They're way
Mhm.
more basic. Like for instance, I was looking for, I wanted to make some brochures, right? So I was looking for that glossy, that nice brochure paper, and I couldn't find it. Yeah. So I'm not saying it's not here. I'm just saying I haven't found it yet.
Right.
So it's definitely not easy to find. And Avery, I think it's Avery Ltd. There's one in Morocco and there's one in Tanzania. And I'm thinking that's probably where I would have to go. But the good part about if I ordered from Avery in Tanzania, that could be put on a bus.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll put it on a bus for you. The bus may cost like $3, and you just wait a day
Wait,
or
wait,
two
wait.
for it.
So you're saying if you ordered something from Tanzania,
They could put it on a bus.
so how far is Tanzania from you?
Yeah, what's the turnaround
Um,
time?
the border, the border from where we are right now is 3 hours to the
Okay.
Tanzania border, and then I mean Tanzania is huge, so I don't know exactly where Dar es Salaam is, which is like the capital,
Mhm.
but it might take a day or two. An example of that too is we have our honey, our acacia honey is sourced in Tanzania, right?
Right.
So the company where we get the honey from, they now they put our labels on sometimes for us. So they just make it seamless. Now, initially we were paying another $100, an additional $100 for them to ship it by DHL from Tanzania.
Right.
And but we found a trucker who goes to Tanzania all the time, And so now he just brings our product,
That's awesome.
and we just basically tip him, you know. But and we could also, if we wanted to, we could have the company put our honey on a bus, but then it's in glass, so then you're talking about potential breakage and
Mhm.
that. But there are ways of getting around, and people will do things for you. People will do things for you without trying to get a lot of money from you if like they're in business. Like this trucker is big for him. He goes Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, and all that. So he's like, listen, my driver is coming through Tanzania anyway. I'll pick it up and I'll bring it to you. Just tip my driver. That has made life a lot easier for us as far as the honey is
So
concerned.
if you were to, let's say because remember Jay was talking about a container. So let's say you shipped a container of stuff, or yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just start with it. Let's say you shipped a container full of stuff. Um, you know, that's something I guess I'll look into in terms of shipping
If
shipping.
it's new, if it's new, see, that's the problem with the containers. I think if you want to ship a container here, definitely pray, pray, pray that it gets here safely, that everything is intact, nothing is stolen. Um, and because that's just the nature of things,
Right,
right? So, but then when it does get here, if it's new, you're going to pay again.
Mhm.
You're going to pay again if it's new products. Now, if you open up everything, right, or if it's your household goods, you've used them already, you can then state that these are this is my stuff that I bought from the States because I moved here or whatever.
right.
But as far as new products, you're going to pay again.
Oh, so if you're import, so there's an import fee.
Right. It has to go through customs and all that. One time when I was still living in the States, I had some honey shipped here, and they charged me almost the amount that I paid for the honey when it came through the post office.
Right.
So, Janie, how much is the usual cost from shipping from the States over to the continent?
Well, I
And
haven't
what is the process?
well, I haven't done it in so long because
Okay.
the last time, if we go back to right, taxes, VAT, somebody put in the last time I shipped something. Well, my sister-in-law shipped honey to us, right?
Hmm.
It was 12 jars of honey, and most of them arrived broken.
Ooh.
And I'm
Well,
telling you,
is it because they didn't really ship it? I mean, package it properly?
they didn't package it I mean, well, they packaged it. It could have been better, but it still shouldn't have been. It was, it's not the post, I mean, it's not Rwanda's fault. They received,
Right.
right? So if I had had to pay for that, by the grace of the Most High, I didn't have to pay for it because I'm in the post office crying. All right, I'm literally crying because I was just so upset about it. And but also in that same box, my sister-in-law has sent one of my Bibles, right?
Right.
So the lady who was in charge of everything, she saw my Bible and she decided not to charge me.
See, that's the grace of the Most High.
Yeah.
There's nobody but him, because I'm telling you, it was terrible. So, and if I remember correctly, it was almost $200 for that shipment to come here from Philadelphia.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, and I'm sure it's
wow.
worse now because that was early last year,
Yeah, it's definitely worse now.
and that's why I don't have ship things. That's why I don't have my honey shipped here, and that's why um I can't fulfill orders from here because I really don't know.
Mhm.
You could put fragile and all that stuff on it, and if you're not sending it by DHL, because with them you're paying to make that happen, right? You're paying to
Mhm.
make it get there safely, and they actually pack it themselves, pack the box themselves for trips like that. But I'm
So
in
they use
Kigali.
bubble wrap and, you know, the little
Yeah, yeah.
peanuts.
Yeah, so all that was used, and I don't know how it happened, but it was a disaster. It was,
Wow.
well, it felt like one. It was honey everywhere. So yeah, so all that to say that there's alternate ways of getting things here. You know, I see on some of the other social media platforms, a person will say, "I'm going to, I'm going to the States. If y'all need something, order it on Amazon. Send it to me, I'll bring it back." You know, so it's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of cooperation.
Yeah, Janie, you have a question. They're asking, are you in Kigali or another big city?
I'm in Kigali. If I understand it correctly, I'm
Yes.
right outside of it in Busanza. But I'm about 30 minutes away from Kigali City. I still think it's all. Oh, yes, Kichikiro. Remember what I told you? It's so many different names. So Kichikiro. So I'm about 30 minutes away from Kigali, uh, depending on Kigali City, depending on traffic.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions in the comment section that they'd like answered?
Nothing yet.
For me, not the comments, but and you may have already stated this, Miss Janie. What made you move to Rwanda?
Um, okay, I felt the pull to leave Babylon, period, right? I just
Don't we
did.
all?
And yeah, and it was Africa. I knew that I needed to come to Africa. And I wanted to, first I thought I was going to Tanzania, but I was a part of this business mission, and the mission was for Rwanda. It wasn't for Tanzania. So I thought I would come to Rwanda, enjoy the mission, learn what I can, and then from here go to Tanzania. However, my husband was like, "We're not doing that. We're not doing all that." He was just like, "It's bad
He said,
enough."
no way.
Right. He's like, "It's bad enough that you're going to Rwanda by yourself." He said, "But at least, you know, people were meeting me there, right?" And he was like, "But to leave Rwanda and then go on to Tanzania by myself, you know, definitely unsafe." So I just got here and I really fell in love with Rwanda. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's known as the land of a thousand hills. It's clean. Oh my goodness. It's really a soft landing if you decide to, you know, when you decide to come. If you think about uh, you know, what you what you think you can stand and what you think you can't.
Right.
Rwanda might is I think is a really great place to start. I really do. Because based on what I heard about other places, like Tanzania, I heard is nice, but it's not clean. It's not as clean as Rwanda. And Zanzibar, where I wanted to visit, has a lot of cats. I mentioned that last week
Right.
to Coco.
Right.
Like, cats
Oh my
No,
there.
thank
God.
you. No.
I'm not a cat person, and even if I
Mhm.
was, like, I'm not that person who sit in a restaurant and cats come up. Yeah, cats
Oh
You're
come
my
up to the
God.
uninvited to the
table.
party.
Yeah, I heard that. And then I heard the other place that I would have liked to have gone is Mauritius. I still would like to go there at some point,
The
but they have a
dogs.
they have a stray dog issue.
Listen,
Oh
So
I
my
can't.
God.
when, when it comes to Rwanda, yeah, it's not very difficult. It's difficult. It's still, you know, a culture shock, a learning curve, and all that, but it's not extremely difficult to be here. You know,
So,
so that's what happened.
so last
Okay.
week you were saying how you met this woman. I forget. What was the process in you being able to connect with her and her helping you out to have that soft landing in Rwanda? Because there may be other people interested in going to Rwanda, and you could possibly direct them to her to make it easier for
Absolutely.
them.
Absolutely. So her name is Dr. Harnett, right? And she uh, she's the founder of the African Business Academy. Like, look, I found her on YouTube years ago, right? Because when I was like just trying to figure Africa out, I found her, and I was looking, and I was looking at her videos, and then, but you don't know, Coco. That's such a good question because you don't know who's legit and who's not.
Right.
Right. So I found her videos and then I didn't see her anymore and I kind of just forgot about it. And then when I got really serious about leaving the States and in the research I was doing, she came up. She came up. And then I joined the African Business Academy. And in that academy, she helps you learn like what kind of business you want to do, like what's in demand here, right? And you meet almost, I think it's still every Sunday. You meet, yes, she is. She's awesome. She's the real deal. Dr. Harner is the real deal. And so you have these meetings where she helps you to figure things out, right? And gives you all the advice you need. Now, the only thing that I have to say, she and I, we talk about it because I wanted to stop doing honey. Like last year, I was like, you know what, Dr. Harnett, this isn't working. I know you said to focus on one thing, but I can't focus on one thing, right? I need to earn. And she was just like, well, Jane, if you stop selling honey, then what will you do? You just have to start all over doing something else. It made so much sense. Like, why start from scratch? Just keep doing what you're doing. you know, I love Dr. Harnett. She's the real deal. And again, like she's good. She's really good at help you set up your business and helping you understand how things work in Africa. But it's like going to college, right? You
Right.
learn things in theory, putting them in practice is a whole nother learning experience. So boots on the ground, I'm finding out things that I probably just wouldn't have found that she couldn't share with me,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know.
And it's
So
good that
yeah,
you're sharing these experiences and the mechanisms that a lot of us will have to go through or are going through currently, because it's good to be always be educated and to also share that knowledge with others, because you don't know who wants to walk down that same path that you've gone to get over there to
exactly.
Rwanda.
Exactly. Now
So it
you for Dr. Hartnett's course you do pay but it's reasonable. I
mhm.
think it's still $98 a month,
Oh,
but
that's
it's
not
worth
bad.
every dime,
Yeah.
every dime. And I'm gonna tell you how much of a sweetheart she is. Before we left the States, the Most High basically, I'm feeling a little emotional, so excuse me, you guys. The Most High basically had to strip us of everything because I wanted, I was ready to go, but Ben was struggling,
Mhm.
right? And so he had to like, the Most High had to like tank our business basically, because the money that we had made and the money that I was planning on, I was hoping that we would use, Ben was putting it back into the business because that was his baby,
Mhm.
and he had a real hard time letting go. So um, things stopped happening for us, and the final straw was Ben went to go to a meeting to discuss everything, and the person canceled the meeting like when he was around the corner, and he just like lost, he was losing his temper. So I'm home praying, and I heard the Most High say, "This has to happen." Because and I see
Mhm.
it had to happen so we would be obedient, because we were
Mhm.
in disobedience in those moments. So I'm saying all that to say I couldn't afford Dr. Harnett anymore, right? So I wrote her and I told her that, I couldn't do it anymore. So she made me a lifelong member.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
sweet.
That's the
She's
most high
real
working
good.
right there.
Yeah.
That's working right there.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, she's a good person and she's very smart. She's very smart. Now I have to warn you guys, if you do join her course, she does these, she started doing these soul sessions because she believes, she became a believer. However, she's still stuck in Christianity. So we were watching a soul session not too long ago, and she showed a picture of this white Jesus. Everybody in the room went crazy. Ah!
Did the jaws drop on the ground? Did everyone have to pick them up?
I was
That
like,
she did.
there was a time, okay? There was a time when you called him Jesus. There was a time when you said he looked like that. So, little grace.
Yeah, eat the meat, spit out the bones. Let's leave it alone.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, she is an excellent teacher. Not a very good person.
Wow. Do you guys? Well, I guess I'll ask this to Janie since you've taken course. Do you have any crypto question for me?
You know what? I think I mentioned to you last week, I really need to take the course again, but I just can't do it at 1 o'clock. The time difference is huge, right? But I need, I'm not good at it. The best thing that I could say, I have the understanding that I need it, that
Right.
we need to have some, and we do, thanks to your teaching. But like if somebody asked me to explain, I wouldn't really be able to do that. So I'm definitely willing to learn again and try more, work more on keeping it fresh in my mind.
So here is so for those watching. So obviously you can come here and just put in your name and email, and I'll send you this um this PDF, which is it'll take up about 60 minutes of your time going over these things. The thing that a lot of people like is my memberships. Now, the basic membership is basically the weekly Mondays where it's a live where we talk about stuff. And so for last week, I started talking about generational wealth or wealth building. So last week we spoke about stocks that you can purchase if you can't buy physical metals and ones that give you dividends. Last week or Monday that just passed, we spoke about life insurance and how to use life insurance. Now, if you're not a member, you can always just come down to my digital courses. Uh, this is you can always just pay $10 to buy the one on the commodities. I haven't listed the one on life insurance, but when you are a regular member, the beauty is, so when you come into the dashboard as a member, you're able to, if you're a basic member, you'll just see the Zoom meetings. And so, for instance, this upcoming Monday, I have a special guest coming. So this is going to be a Monday that my members are not going to want to miss because they're going to be happy that they showed up for this Monday. But then you can always go to the past. So, for instance, here is the link where we talked about generational wealth through life insurance, and this one is on commodities. And then the past few we've been talking about XRP, Flare, and DeFi. So that's all there. And then if you're an exclusive member, you have access to the collections. And so the beauty of the collection, so for instance, the class that you were in back in April, the 10-week class, live class, you can come here on video on demand and watch it. But not only can you watch it, you can see each teaching. So for instance, here, when you come here and you click on the for beginners, you're going to see on the left, you're going to see the course, and then on the right, you're going to see the breakdowns of every week where I explain everything that you were watching and answered questions. So you can watch all of this stuff at your leisure. This is just one of the many things that people who are exclusive members get access to. They get access to basically all my trainings, all my teachings, and they need to do a one-on-one. I help them with portfolio setup. So I definitely do my best to spoon feed. I probably do too much spoon feeding.
Definitely.
I do a lot of spoon feeding to help because I really want to help people understand. And as I tell anyone, it doesn't matter how many times you ask the same question. If you have to ask a question 7 times until, sometimes it might take 7 times before you finally get it. But, some people learn faster than others.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So and this is about the markets. Since the markets are fluctuating in a downtrend, how would you maneuver through crypto, and how do you diversify, knowing that the volatility is so high right now with the markets, be it stocks, be it crypto?
So for some people, they put limit orders in. But to put limit orders, you have to have your stuff on exchanges. So if you have your stuff on exchange, you put in limit orders, meaning let's say the price of something is $10 and you put a limit order, say if it goes down to $9, I want to sell it. Or you put a limit order saying, hey, you know what, if this crypto goes down to $9, I want to buy. You put limit order to buy and limit orders to sell. So in my case, I'm going to sink or swim with my coins that I have on my cold wallet because I've had them for years, and I already know about the manipulation. I'm not going to sell because I know that sometime this year we are finally going to see this breakthrough to where all of these cryptos explode. So with that said, even though your portfolio might be bleeding right
It's
now,
bleeding.
as long as you don't sell, you're okay.
It's on a lifeline.
The minute you sell, that's it. Now somebody's asking, here's Coco's favorite question. Somebody's asking.
Oh goodness. Yeah, all right.
So here's my you know what? Let's take a look to see what it's at right now.
This one here.
It's less than a penny. It's less than a penny right now. It's at 0.007. So let me just bring up some bad memories.
Listen, it was painful. It was, oh my gosh. It was gut wrenching.
My only mistake, it went up to 8 cents. It literally went from 1 to 8 cents in the matter of a day.
Right.
And I'm kicking myself for not selling because it doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin or if it's a crap coin. When they have those type of swings, people are going to take profits and sell. It doesn't matter what the coin is.
Listen, Fastnickel tell you I was up big.
Yeah, but she didn't sell, and then the market started tanking.
Oh, boy.
So when the market tanked, it went down back below a penny. And I didn't have a whole lot in it initially, but when it went under a penny, I went ahead and bought a little bit. I bought like $50 worth. And then it went up to 4 cents last week, I think like Friday.
Yes.
And I took out all my initial money. And so I recouped what I put in. And I took that money. I took $200 and I put $100 in XRP because XRP had dumped down to $1.60. And I went and bought $100 worth of Zebek. So for me, and this is not financial advice.
I didn't say I didn't take out my money. The money that I had made on it, I didn't get a chance to take all of it out.
Yeah. Well, the 3 coins that I've been trying to focus. Well, I bought some XRP just because it dropped so much. Because that's my longest holding crypto. But outside of that, some Zebek. And here's the thing you have to understand about crypto in general. And so let me show you. Let me just go here. Let's go to CoinMarketCap. Okay, so this is CoinMarketCap, and for those that don't know what CoinMarketCap is where it's one of the 2 places that you can go to get information on a crypto. So you can see right now the fear and greed is at 14. That means it's bleeding. It's bleeding. So
I need a tourniquet.
yeah, you definitely you're hemorrhaging. Like, man, you need more than a tourniquet right now. I ain't gonna lie. So look at this. XRP is down to $1.50. Let me make my screen a little bigger. XRP is down to and Solana. I haven't seen Solana under
100.
It's under 100. It hasn't been under 100 in a while.
It's a good buying opportunity with Solana right now.
Oh my gosh.
So is this because they're manipulating the market?
Everything is manipulated.
Yes.
When you see silver, let's look at silver. Silver price today. I mean, silver is down to $86. Like
Wow.
we were seeing $10 swings in silver. That's not, we don't never see that. That's
Yeah,
not
because
normal.
last week it was like 104, right? It was $104.
It was up to 119.
Oh, wow.
It was up to 119.
May I say something regarding silver and gold?
Yes.
If you're coming, of course, I don't know about every country on the continent, but if you're coming to Rwanda, well, when Ben and I came, we were told we couldn't bring our silver coins. And I just want to share that
Who told you
everybody.
that? The U.S. government?
The post office, yes. Because we wanted to carry them. No, I'm sorry, the post office didn't tell us that part. I looked it up, and because I was trying to learn how much money you can travel with, that sort of thing.
Right.
And so I asked about coins, and at the time, I learned that we couldn't bring silver coins or gold coins into the country. And so then I went to the post office to see if I could mail them, right?
Right.
And the post office told us we could not mail them. And I'm just saying, don't believe everything everybody tells you, because I am so disappointed, so what we ended up doing, because it was the same day we were leaving for the airport, we were leaving Willow Grove to go to New York, so we didn't have a lot of time to figure it out.
Hmm.
So we ended up selling some of our coins as a result
Right.
of that, of not knowing what else to do. And then we did leave a few with one of my brothers, so we still have a little, but we don't have nearly
What you had.
the amount that we had. Yeah, so that's what happened to us. And then I know other people have bought in their coins, so but I was just trying to be straight. I
Right.
just didn't want to get stopped for any reason. I didn't want anybody to tell me I couldn't come in. So I was operating in fear at that time, but I just wanted to share that.
So here's what, if you had it turned it into jewelry, they wouldn't have done anything.
Right, right. But there was
Right.
no time for that.
So here's something that people in Argentina was doing when their currency was crashing. Because when you go anywhere internationally, they ask you if you have over $10,000 in currency,
Right,
and if you do,
right,
you have to report it. So what a lot of people in Argentina was doing is they were going and buying expensive watches. They were buying expensive Rolexes. They were taking their money because let's say you had $50,000, you can't come out of the country with 50,000. So they would
right.
take that money, buy a watch that they can bring out the country, and then once they got to America, they just go and resell it to get the money back.
Okay.
At least that's what they were doing coming to America. Going to
Right,
Rwanda, I don't know if you would have some place to go to take a Rolex to sell it.
right. Yeah, I think that would be interesting. But I do know some people who came with silver bars,
Yeah.
and they just came, they put it in their bag, and they came, and now they turned it to jewelry since being here. But yeah, I guess, yeah. So
I'm
you just
hearing
have
that
to figure that out. I just want that to be
by
known.
the end of the year, we can see silver at 300 or 1,000 or even higher.
That would be great. That would be great because I still have a couple coins, but I just don't have what I had.
Right.
You know. Yeah, it hurts
So
my feelings for real.
so here's what I want to say about crypto. The thing that you have to do when it comes to crypto is the coins like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, as an example, the two top. Yeah, they're good coins, but at the same time, you see that at Bitcoin at one point last year was at 120,000. So it's dropped $50,000 in like 6-7 months, right? So the key is you want to have your long term, um, and we know that this country is about to go into a collapse, and this is where I'll explain. I'll share this. Let me share something. This is a presentation that I did with my members um, a week ago Monday. I'm going to share this. I'm going to share some of it. Let me find it. Projects, wealth building. Okay, let me share this.
Stephanie, you're
Okay.
awfully quiet. Do you have anything to add to the conversation while we wait for Michael?
No, but I do need to take advantage of his promotion that he's doing so that I can
Oh,
familiarize myself with crypto because, I mean, I know of it and I tried to do the whole staking thing and I was like, oh my gosh, this is tedious. I mean, it wasn't tedious, but it's just like, stake at a certain time, wait, stake it. I'm like, okay, it must be a better way. So I do need to take advantage of his promotion that he's doing and he's offering.
it
Well,
sounds good. Sounds
the
good.
last 4 weeks we were talking about DeFi, which I talked about a little bit on Brother Jacoba's show. So DeFi
Mhm.
is short for decentralized finance. We currently live in a centralized finance world where you go to a bank, etc. Whereas DeFi allows you to be your own bank. And so what I was showing my members, and it's the same with kind of life insurance, how you're able to use your assets and not sell them, but leverage them to your advantage without ever selling them. So I just want to show you this part of the presentation. So this is saying why is everything rising together and why it matters when you see gold, silver, and commodities rising together. Most of the time, they don't rise together. They don't correlate. One goes up, then the other goes up, etc. Gold tends to move when people are worried. Oil tends to move when the economy is active. Industrial metals tend to move when building and manufacturing increases. When we have all these things rising together, it's usually a signal that something deeper is happening more than a normal market move. So historically, this exact alignment has shown up when people have lost confidence in money, the government, or the financial system. Right now, it's all of the above. And when the supply runs tight, they become an important resource. So we had 2008, which was a liquidity event. So before 2008, gold started to rise quietly. People didn't care because the stock market was on fire. But when the system was loaded with debt, that's when it changed. So because of 2008, even assets like gold, people were selling because they needed cash. So, it doesn't matter what you own. If you need cash, you got to sell it as much as you may not want to. So after the panic of '08, uh, silver and gold started to climb again. And then if you had money in 2010 and 11, you can buy things cheap. And I know for myself, I had moved down to Miami in beginning of 2012. And I was working with my friend Rosie. I was there, and she's a real estate broker. And she was getting a lot of her clients were from Brazil. They were coming over to Miami because the Brazilian dollars were tanking. They needed to do something with their money, so they came to Miami and they were buying up property cheap because the markets were cheap. And then shortly after that, you know, you know, housing prices went up again. So they made a lot of money. Now, we had 2008 and then we had 20, everybody knows what happened in 2020. Kind of same thing happened, right? Now, the difference now is that central banks and large institutions are hoarding commodities, especially gold. So they're buying gold and silver and they're holding it. Now, in my opinion, what the game plan is now is the central banks are holding gold. Now, even though crypto is tanking, institutions are buying it because we know everybody who's anybody has all said they're going to tokenize everything. They're all going to a crypto based asset system. So you can't look at the short term and say, oh, crypto is crashing, I'm selling. That's what they want you to do because you are misinformed. If you have money, that's the time to buy. And if you're just holding, you just got to put up with the short-term pain, because sometime this year the prices are going to explode, because they just want to get as many retail, we're considered retail, they want to get us out so that we're forced to rely on them. That's what they want. They want you to rely on them. And then for those of you who are watching, who have watched Truth Unedited, he did a video about 3 weeks ago, and we know that within 5 years they plan on having AI take everybody's job, and
Right.
they want to put everybody on universal basic income, because then they'll control you. But those people who don't know any better, once you have to take universal basic income, that means you're a slave to their new system. And if you don't do what they say, they'll cut you off. And now you fall into that you can't buy or sell issue that the Bible mentions.
Mhm.
So those who are aware of all this should be planning so that you can do your best to protect yourself when this happens. So, in my opinion, we're going to see some pain. Now, this is why I've always said you want to diversify, have some precious metals, have some silver or gold, more so silver because gold is expensive. Have a little bit of crypto, maybe have some foreign currencies, maybe have some stocks, but everything is not going to go up and down at the same time. But if you have a little bit of all of them, you're able to maneuver. Like if I wanted, I could have sold some silver at $100, because I bought all my silver at less than $20. But I know that the price is going to go higher, and I don't need to sell it. So why should I sell it if I know it's going to go to $300 to $1,000 sometime by the end of the year?
Mhm.
I have a question.
Yes.
What I don't understand, okay, when things do happen, how do we use our crypto? Like I don't understand that part. Like
So
if we you understand what I'm asking?
yeah, like how do you buy stuff?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So there are already in place, I'll call them debit cards, right? So
Hmm.
I have a Coinbase card, but there's others. Coinbase has one. Um,
Uphold
Crypto
has one.
Uphold
Yeah, I
has
saw.
one. Yes, and
Yes.
Uphold has one. So with those cards, you're able to take it, you have your crypto on it. And so when you go to your local store and put your card in the machine on the back end does everything. Like you don't need to know how it works. Just like you don't need to know when you put your debit card in there. You just know that it just says approved on the
Right.
screen. And that's what's going to happen. So you'll just take, so like for me, I don't do that at the moment, because crypto to me is more valuable than the cash. But once we get to a point where I'm ready to do that, I can just take my cards and do the same thing. So Zebek,
Okay.
which is a crypto that I love, they're coming out with they actually have a card. So Zebek, let me go to Zebek. Zebek is coming out with um their super wallet. So Zebek, here where it says get your card. I don't want, okay, so here it looks like they have launched their super app. So here it's only desktop version now. So if you connect your wallet, as an example, you can stake your Zebek tokens. You can stake. I don't want to connect my wallet at the moment, but you can do that. You can stake your Zebek coins. But what Zebek is doing, you can actually get a physical card. Let me see where their cards are. So here, these are some cards. You can order their card. A lot of these places are coming out with cards that basically you just put your crypto on and use it just like you would cash.
Okay.
The thing though, which is what I've been explaining in my wealth classes, is that you don't want to you don't necessarily want to sell your crypto because eventually you'll run out. So, as an example, let's say you had $1 million worth of crypto, and now all you're doing is staking it. So staking it is a way of getting dividends. It's just in the crypto world, it's called staking, right?
Mhm.
So let's say they're going to give you 5% APY on that $1 million on in the course of a year. So that means they're going to give you $50,000 just for holding your $1 million with them. So
Mhm.
you don't have to spend any of your $1 million. You can live off the 50,000 a year, because in the continent, $5,000 a month may be all that you need to live on.
Right.
Now you're living on the interest, we'll call it interest, that they're providing you, but your actual investment stays intact.
That's good. That's like a really good credit card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is why
Definitely.
with last week's core class where we talked about life insurance, like, people don't realize how valuable life insurance is from a money making standpoint. So with a whole life or term, doesn't matter, like, you can prepay them. So let's say you had a life insurance policy, you can prepay them. You can set them up where you purchase an LLC, you purchase a trust, and now you can have your life insurance policy have the trust be the beneficiary, so that now you can pre-fund the life insurance and then borrow against it and then pay yourself back, so that you're not having a taxable event. But also, you can, by having that trust in place, you can dictate how the money gets spent. Because one thing, like, you don't want to have money go to someone. Let's say you have a child and you pass away, you wouldn't want to have him have access to $1 million at the age of 18. He don't know what to do with it. But
Right.
maybe instead, having it set up in a trust, you say, okay, at the age of 18, he can have $2,000 a month. When he turns 25, he can have 5,000 a month. When he turns 35, he can have 7,500 a month, and when he turns 40, he can have everything. Right? This way, you're stair stepping how he receives it, so he doesn't blow it all in one sitting. Also, by having it go to the beneficiary, let's say your trust is the beneficiary, there's a term out there where people tell you, I own nothing, but I control everything. So
Mhm.
if somebody wants to sue you, there's nothing to sue you for, because nothing's in your name. Everything's in your trust, but you have control over the trust, so you can dictate. So, like, you can set all this stuff up so that even well after you're dead and buried, you're still deciding how people spend your money.
So okay. We could even do that on the continent of Africa. Like,
Yes,
even though we know,
you can do that on the continent of Africa, um, as long as you have um, somebody that you can set up insurance with. Otherwise, you'd have to set it up with someone in the States.
yeah, because that's the thing. I was looking at life insurance here, and I mean, so far it hasn't. I haven't found anything. You know, there's like health insurance, of course, but life insurance for people my age, right,
Right.
like 64 and over. I have to continue to look. I haven't found anything here yet.
So the special guest that I'm going to have on my show this upcoming Monday, um, they may be able to answer that question. So for my members, I'm like, they're going to be so happy that they're part of my membership because the special guest is going to really be instrumental.
Okay, now this is the what tier is this membership?
So this is just it doesn't matter which one,
Basic?
even if you're just a basic.
Yeah, because I am thinking about joining again. Because at least if I can't, you know, if I'm not there at the time, I know I can get the recordings.
Right, you could always get the recordings.
Right.
But this week would be one week that I would suggest trying not to miss so that
Okay.
you can ask questions.
All right. I'm going to do it. I need it. I'm telling you. I definitely need the information.
There's so much
So
going on.
Fastnickel, suppose, okay, when everything crashes and stuff, am I understanding this right? Like everything is going to crash, and then when things come back, it's going to be in crypto.
I don't
Am I
know. I
understanding it
don't want
right?
to say everything in crypto.
Okay.
To my belief, because I'm saying that because until we see how things roll out, you know, I don't know. I'm just giving a guesstimate.
Okay.
Everything will be asset backed because part of the reason we're in this problem as it is because of a lack of trust. No one trusts anybody, uh, and also you have a case where the debt is just out of control and things are just well overpriced. Even the housing, like people don't realize when you buy a house, let's say you bought a house in 2000 for $100,000 and now in 2026 it's worth 600,000. Well, it's not that your house went up in value, it's that the dollar depreciated. This is why you always hear people say $20 today cannot get me the same thing that it can get me 20 years ago
Right.
because of things are the price of things. I remember as a kid, my dad would tell me, man, he's like, man, we would go to the corner to the grocery store, and if you had 25 cents, no, he would say if you spent $1 on groceries, man, you would need 3 people to bring all the bags to your house. And that, I mean, it's as funny as that sounds, you can understand it now because even when I was a kid, you know, the penny candies are no longer like you can't even find penny candies anymore.
Right. Right. I'm
That's
just
me.
thinking like I wanted okay. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie. We're gonna
Thank
wrap
you.
we're gonna wrap it up anyway shortly. But thank you so much for joining us today. We'd like to see you next week and others who want to
Okay,
jump
that'd be
on and
great.
share their stories and how we can help each other.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you
that'd
so
be
much. I
great.
appreciate it.
You're
Thank
welcome.
Nice
you.
meeting you.
Nice to
In
meet you as
person.
well.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
y'all.
So you know, Fast Nickel with crypto, like my idea was that I just want to like, you know, while here on the continent, just buy a big plot of land, um, put a house on it or more house, or
Right.
a few houses, and live in a self-sustaining way, right? Food, animals, that sort of thing. So how I don't understand, like even if when everything crashes and comes back or whatever it's going to do, like how do you do that with your crypto? I don't understand that.
So crypto is just another form of currency. So
Mhm.
so it's like it has a dollar value to it. Um, so the thing is, you don't really want to have to spend your crypto. You want to be able. One second, let me just see. Can Janie? Oh, so this is a question for you, Janie. Can you elaborate on if it is easy to communicate in English, or is there other Western languages like French that is better to communicate with locals?
Oh, and Rwanda, a lot of people speak English, right? Especially the young. I think they teach English in like the school system, so it's not very difficult to communicate. Um, French is spoken, but not from the people that are around us. It's just like messy. Not like not even a whole sentence.
Right.
Um, but a lot of Kinyarwanda, and Kinyarwanda I'm finding it a difficult language to learn, but not everybody is like that, of course. But we don't have a problem communicating. We don't.
Are you because Rwanda is landlocked, correct?
Yes.
So are there any rivers or lakes near you?
Hmm. For instance, our land is on Lake Chihoha
Uh-huh.
and in Bugesera. So across the lake is Burundi. Like that's how if you can actually swim there or catch a boat and be in another country. But yeah, so there's Lake Kivu. Um, those are two that I know of.
Right.
But yeah, there are definitely lakes. But there's no beach.
No
No
beach.
beach. No.
But you can go if you wanted to go swimming, right? Is there a place to go swimming?
Yes, and maybe I need to take it back that there's no beach, because maybe at Lake Kivu, I haven't been there yet, but maybe there's something up there. It's like 3 or 4 hours away. We
Right.
haven't been yet. Yeah, you can go swimming almost everywhere. It's great. Like the hotels, you could just pay to swim for the day. And for instance, we were at a hotel yesterday, and it 15K, 15K to swim for the entire day. So a lot of hotels do that. And
So
15K, I guess,
15,000 US, I mean Rwandan dollars.
yeah, and I'm good. That is so cheap, right? You hardly see, I don't think you see that in the US at all. I think you have to be a guest at the hotel in
Uh-huh.
the at a hotel in the US to have access to the pool, right? But here you can actually go pay for the day.
So here in the US, and I have it on my phone. So there's something called Resort Pass. And you can, for instance, you can stay at a five-star resort for $25 for the day to use all the
Oh,
amenities. The only thing you can't do is spend the night, but you have access
oh,
to all the amenities. So me and Coco went to one in Orlando where I paid I think I paid like $80 for the day because we had a cabana.
that's really nice. Is that a new thing? I've never heard of that before.
It's been out for at least a couple of years. It's just that not a lot of people know about it. It's called Resort.
Okay. That's really cool. So here, 15K converts into $10 and 28 cents.
Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah, for the pool.
That's per person,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, so it's pools almost everywhere. You know, not all of them are the best, but there are some really nice ones.
Right. I don't know where Coco is.
I'm here.
Oh, she's there.
I'm not yapping. I'm taking a break.
Oh, somebody's okay. So here's another question: what about ice machines?
Ice machines.
I would guess that
Oh
ice
my goodness,
machines
that's
are
so interesting.
in
You
in the
know,
resorts, though, right? There's ice machines,
I mean, I would assume in hotels there are ice machines.
right?
I've I think for expats, ice is more of a thing than for locals because like people drink their water and their sodas, they can drink them like, room
You're right.
temperature. So whenever you go to a restaurant or whatever, they may ask you, do you want it cold or, room temperature? They might ask you if you want ice. But it's not like in the States where you just get ice,
That would be a
it's a
difficult
given.
situation for Fastnickel.
I like my room temperature, but you know what? Here's the thing: we are living in the West and living in America. Every little thing you don't realize you take for granted that once you leave here, even the simplest thing that you think is simple is not simple over there.
That's right. And it could actually, if you're not careful, it could make you feel like you're walking a very thin line
Yeah,
because you really don't know until you get here. Like you really don't know how spoiled you are
right,
until you get here. I mean, you should see the hills. Like people are working, like they be on bicycles riding up a steep hill with crates of eggs on the back of their. I'm serious, on the back of the bike, and Ben is like, I thought I was working hard. It's like, no, it's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level.
wow,
But there, like the last time we were on the live, our electricity went, and it seemed like it's threatening to go now, and um, and that's been a big deal. Like when it first started happening, I tried to keep optimism going. Like I would say to them, "Oh, just thank the Most High. We're together. We're in this nice place. The electricity will come back on. I just pray for what you need, right? Because I'm trying to learn not to complain, right? And so once at one time the electricity went off for like 2 days, and I could feel my energy just dwindling. I was so surprised at the effect that it had on me.
right.
You know,
So what do
we're
you
just,
do
we're
for
not used to that.
refrigeration?
You just you just don't open your refrigerator, because there's really nothing else you can do. Just try to keep
Is
it.
there a way to buy a generator?
There is. Well, we don't have one yet, and our landlord, he said he was going to get one, but we don't know. But you can do those things. But I'm just saying, like, one of the things that we take for granted is power, right?
Right.
Electricity. And it's really a big deal. And lately here, it's been going out like, I want to say about every other night. Um, Last night we lost power and we didn't regain it till this morning.
Are there coffee shops?
Oh, yeah, a bunch of them. Uh, Rwanda is it's famous for its coffee. Some of the best
Okay.
coffee on the continent.
Listen,
Really?
Jane,
Yeah,
you
a
need to
whole.
send some of that coffee to the States. You need to send it over here.
Listen, when I learn that somebody's going, I'll send it with them
Please,
because it's really,
please do.
really good coffee, really good coffee. And now the sweets though, like if you like donuts and stuff like that, you
Right.
it's a challenge to find the level of sugar that we're used to.
Well,
And that's
that means you
really,
need to stop baking
yeah,
on your own.
that's a good thing. It ends up being a good thing, of course, but it don't feel good when you're looking for a donut. It doesn't feel good.
So,
But
what do they
we have
use for
some
yeast for
Mexican.
leavening?
Yeah.
Say that again.
What do they use for leavening for yeast?
Oh, they. You know what? I'm not. I don't know.
Wait
I
a
don't
minute. You
know.
think
I
they
haven't
don't
baked
have yeast over
anything
there?
while being here. I'm sure they do. But it's not. The donuts are like a cake. It's cakey.
Like an old
It's
fashioned.
no.
An old fashioned
It's
donut. No.
an old fashioned donut is actually one of my favorites.
I love old
But
fashioned.
it's cakier than that. It doesn't really taste like a donut, and it's because it just lets us know here like how much sugar we've been eating, like really, because it tastes great to people here, but
They don't
yeah,
want me
it's not
baking
the
for them
same.
because it'd be sugared down.
Yeah. Now the ice cream is good. The
Mm.
ice cream, like you can get a really great milkshake here. We like milkshakes.
I love milkshakes. Well,
Yeah.
before we call it a day, I just want to address this question about the recording. So it doesn't matter if you're a basic member or an exclusive member. You have access to all the recordings. So as an example, you you click on the meeting link. So for instance, you'll click on this on Monday. I tend to email people the links, but if you don't, but you can always just log in and get the meeting link for that night, right? But if you miss it, you can click on where it says pass, and now you're seeing all the meetings. So this goes back as far as September. So you can not only watch the one you missed, but you can watch any of these others also that you want. So the difference between the basic and exclusive, and listen, the basic comes out to be $2.50 a week. I mean, the information that I provide is worth way more than $2.50. But
Yeah, that's true.
when you're an exclusive member, you have access to the collections, and this is where the exclusive people love all the access to all this stuff. But if you don't feel that you can either afford it or that you will take advantage of it, just do the basic, and you always have the ability to to watch all the past meetings. So, and in the meantime, as I mentioned, if you just go to the homepage of the website, you can get a free 60-minute promo helping you understand a little bit about crypto, but also you can come down here and sign up for the basic or exclusive. So I will just answer these two questions before we say goodnight. And this one says someone, so my life totally is saying substitute yeast with baking soda and lemon juice.
Can you put the ratios in the comments? Thank you.
And then Janie, someone says, what about pipe-borne water?
Pipe-borne water. I don't
I'm
know what that
guessing that
means.
means water through your pipes.
Oh, like do we have running water? Like faucet? Can you turn on? You could turn on the faucet. Yeah, water runs through the faucets and everything.
They use boreholes, which we call wells. They just
Okay,
call it by a
boreholes.
different name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's if you. I think that's if you actually live, or I mean, we live in a village, but we live in a modern structure
Hmm.
within the village. So we just turn on the faucet. I do think most people here just turn on the faucet.
And drink
You
the
know,
water
if
out of the faucet like we did when we were kids.
well, well, it's not recommended for expats
Really?
because well, this is what Dr. Hartnett told me, because they don't really purify the water all over, so we're not used to
Right. We're not immune to it.
certain things,
So,
right?
do you think
But
people would need to bring filtration systems or maybe use a HEPA filter type of
so,
dispenser of water?
people do bring or purchase filtration systems here if they don't want to
Hmm.
drink bottled water. Now, there's a lot of bottled water. I was very surprised that there was so much bottled water here, because plastic is really bad for us, right? But it's a lot of bottled water. And I buy the water that I buy comes in glass, so it's a little more expensive, but it's still cheap.
Okay.
So, oh, Temi, this is Temi. Hi, Temi. Temi is saying, I'm from Nigeria, and I know for sure not only people are tribal, but they're spiteful and try to undermine each other. What's the situation with that in Rwanda?
Yeah, hi Timmy. That's exactly what I was saying, what we were discussing last week. That people are tribal. Yeah. And they can, yeah, they can be spiteful. And I don't know if they try to undermine each other, but I do know that they try to, they undermine us and what we're doing, or what we're attempting to do. We ran into that quite a bit.
I just
So,
want to say thank you to My Life Totally.
Oh, you,
okay, and also I want to say before we leave, you
you know
guys,
who that you know who that is? That's Mildred.
I know it's Mildred.
Yes, Janie.
I want to say, you guys, to remember that Ari and I, we have a podcast, Her Story, My Story, and that's how we talk a lot about our experience in Africa, and I think people will find it interesting. It answers a lot of questions. Like I remember before I was coming, I wanted to know about the bug situation because I used to look at African movies, and yeah, cockroaches and stuff like that. I'm not saying they're not in the States because that's a lie. But
That's for sure.
yeah, but I know I looked at one movie. I don't know where it was made, but it was on the continent, and a lady found one in her bed, and that kind of freaked me out. So you know, I wanted to know about those things. So we're just going to talk about everything because sometimes people don't want to ask those questions.
And where can they find your podcast, and how many times a week? Is it once a
We
week, once a month
I'm,
that you're on?
I'm trying to bring it
Monday
up.
mornings, yeah, Monday mornings we post Her Story, My Story. You can find us on YouTube. And
So
yeah, I
if
think
anyone wants more of Janie, we know where to find you on Mondays.
say that again, Coco. I'm sorry.
I said we know where to find you on Mondays.
Yes, yes. Every Monday we post, and it's new. We just posted our second session just this past Monday. Did y'all notice that the days are passing by so quickly?
Very quickly.
Oh my gosh. So yeah,
Half the day's
it's
over already.
Wednesday. Yeah, so we posted our latest on Monday. And again, it's Her Story, My Story. And it's Conversations from Africa. So please, if you like the content, if you listen, please share it and like it and subscribe, all of that. We're trying to get the word out for people who wanna come here, who considering even visiting. And again, I want to say that we're here. Like, if you do decide to visit, you're not just out here on your own.
There you go, Coco. Half teaspoon of baking soda and half teaspoon of lemon
Thank you,
juice.
Now,
Mildred.
is that for making donuts? What is that? Or for
For
making any type
yeast.
of?
Yes, leavening.
The yeast.
Yes.
Okay, got you, for leavening the bread and
Hmm.
that. Okay.
Okay. Uh, and so here's another question. Also, West Africa is known for voodoo. I know that in East Africa. Have you come across that? Well, no, I think she meant it reverse. East Africa, because Rwanda's in West Africa.
No, Rwanda is
So,
East
Rwanda's in
Africa.
East. It's
oh, it is
East.
his. Oh, my
Hmm.
apologies.
Mhm.
I haven't come across any voodoo, but I will say that whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in, you're going to experience that deity um, in a more profound way. That's what happened to me when I got here. I mean, it's a very spiritual place. And that's why I says whoever you believe in. So if you down with voodoo or witchcraft and all that, you're going to be able to tap in,
It's
unfortunately. But
amplified.
yeah, but I mean, I do have some stories, but I don't even do that here because it's too
Stories for
crazy.
another day.
Yeah. If you come across any witchcraft, how did you deal with it? I pray against it. And I speak the word. Greater is he who lives in me, right? Than that adversary that lives in the world. I haven't come like I want to say that no one has just come to me in my face and did any witchery, but I know that the Most High is he's been sharing with me, like dealing with me through dreams and stuff like that about witchery. Okay, so and I want to say too, it's not. Listen, most of the witchcraft that I fight against is coming from my own people in the States, for real. And I mean my own people. I mean my family, right? So there's stuff that goes on here, but I haven't been face to face with it yet. But I do feel the Most High way more strongly than in the U.S. People have complained about the Tanzanian government. Okay.
About corruption.
About the corruption in Rwanda?
I guess there's corruption everywhere. I guess you just have to be so much more what discernment slash just you have to your acknowledgement has to be stronger.
I think again, like Rwanda is low on the corruption index, right? So, but that doesn't mean there isn't any here. But the laws are very strong. Like if somebody does you wrong and you report it, they're going to do something about it because they're building still. They're not trying to be corrupt. I've heard like in Tanzania, there's a lot of bribery and things like that. We haven't actually run into that here, but like Fastnickel just said, it's everywhere you go. But what I would say is when you come to the continent, just just walk like you would be walking if you was in a bad neighborhood in the States. Don't just keep your guard up. And
Right.
I think that's what happens with us. Like we're like, oh wow, we're in Africa, everything's so cool. We're loving and we're kind, we're expecting the same, and we might not always get it. Not everybody's going to be loving and kind towards you.
Right. So I got one last question, and then I'll see if Coco has one last. So my question is, do you have to apply for? I guess you're there on a 90-day visa, correct?
No, actually, I came on a tourist visa, and then we extended it. But so now it's a year. We've been here a year, and in fact, I'm getting ready to go see if they'll extend my visa for another 2 years.
Okay. So is that because you're not a citizen?
Right. So when you have a visa for a year, you can apply for a foreign ID.
Okay.
And then you could lock your passport up and just move around, right? Open bank accounts without your passport and stuff like that. I don't have that yet. When I went to get mine, they were having some kind of difficulties. And I think because they're transferring everything into a digital ID.
Gotcha.
That's just my opinion. But there are 2-year visas, and there are higher longer lasting visas than that, like based on retirement or whatever your investment is. But
Gotcha.
the next time I can do some research on that Fastnickel and talk to you about it. We could talk about it the next time if you like to.
Sure.
And can you
Uh,
also do some research on the processes to getting their ID?
Absolutely. I'll
Yeah.
look into the visa, I think, and I'll look into both. And I will tell you, it is so different being on the other side of this. Like,
Hmm.
we hear about immigration and all that stuff. Whenever I go to the immigration office, I feel nervous. It's not, nobody mistreats me. It's just like being, it's just like,
You
okay,
just
I'm
never
an
know what to
immigrant.
expect.
Yeah. And you don't know. Somebody's gonna say, oh, no, you can't stay. You know,
Mm. You're an
so it's
American. You can't stay. You got to go.
yeah, we tired of y'all. Like, yeah. So as a matter of fact, one of our friends was even talking about if we have to at some point ask for asylum. You just don't
Right.
know.
Right.
Things are uncertain everywhere. So I would definitely look into all that stuff and be ready for whenever we meet again.
Okay, Janie, do you have any question for us before we say good night to you?
No, I just want to thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me. It's been really good. I enjoy it.
Is this going to be a Wednesday thing? A thing up in here?
Hopefully, yes. I guess one last question: does the U.S. have an embassy in Rwanda? I think they do, but
Yes, yes, but I think I don't remember the details, but yesterday I know a part of it closed, but they say it's temporary, but that's what they say. So we'll see.
gotcha. Okay. Thank you, everyone who joined us today. Thank you, Sister Coco and Sister Janie, for your time.
You're welcome anytime.
You are very welcome. I appreciate you.
Shalom.